to your round one, back nine of the 2024 Discmania Open. My name is Matt Lisac. Back again in the booth with me, the Dr. Jeremy Gauthier.
Hey, everybody.
Dr. Gauthier.
Yes.
That is an official title, right?
That is, yeah.
What do you think of this course so far? We're out Kings Pine, Discmania Open.
It's really cool. You know, if I ever got into farming, it's kind of a fun one if you're, plowing the fields and you look over and you want to spend, a good hour just kind of resting. There's a really cool disc golf course on the side. And if you don't, you can watch everyone else play. It's been a really cool course to watch. Very, very neat. Some neat effects, some tight lines, just some good throws as well, too. It's been quite entertaining to watch so far. So,
yeah, every time I see this coverage, I'm just so sad that I'm not out in PEI right now because especially at this time of year in the fall, just gorgeous. It's a perfect time because the tourism season has come to a close, so you can actually find places to stay. But we are here to watch some disc golf, and so far in our feature card here, Dylan Goudey from Nova Scotia is up 2 on the Massachusetts. Did we ever come up with an appropriate artillery term for Sam Streeter?
The ICBM.
Yeah, the ICBM, Sam Streeter. But it's not out of reach for anybody at this point, and we've got some chase card stuff going on, including Vaughn Murphy. I believe this is his card. Patrick O'Toole almost throws it in here on hole 14.
I think you did what I did. You called him Patrick O'Toole.
Did I call him Patrick O'Toole?
Yes, I did the same thing.
Oh, his family left Ireland a while ago, and they changed their name in shame. Technically, he is an O'Toole, though, I think, if you go back far enough. Okay.
All right. Well, we were right then.
Yeah. Vaughn Murphy gets the par, so he's going to hang tight in the lead here, I believe, still. Chris Bork taps in. He's under par. Good place to be. Under par is a good place to be. I really like a 7 or 8 is what these top guys are shooting for. And Chris Bork putts so hard for that par that he breaks the basket.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Smashing chains is you thought that was just a colloquial term.
Looks like he brought his little welder with him. It looks like he's back to working order.
Yep. He brought his little pocket TIG welder.
Boy.
And we're off to the races again. Looks like it worked.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Disc golfers. They're just got everything in their bags, just well prepared.
Absolutely. We are on hole 10 here. It is par 3, 371 feet. Plays a little bit uphill, so it's a little bit of a rip for sure. You're going to see probably some different angles on this. There is a forehand line way around the left-hand side, and you just kind of wanted to skip in past this last row of trees. And there is a snaky backhand line up the middle. Kind of pick your poison on this one. So whatever the guys are feeling, whatever the wind's doing, take your pick on this one.
Kind of looking like after that back nine, that nice tight back nine, now you want to just get out and throw some bombs.
There are definitely some more open holes. There are some big bomber holes on this back nine. They're going to be more exposed to the wind. This is, I think, the highest point just about on the entire property. So you can see a little bit more tree movement than we've seen.
Looks turned. Is that coming back?
There is a lot of room out there. But
okay,
he's going to be just in the rough there.
Boy, that's a pump, though. 371 feet forehand.
And the guy for whom 371 feet forehand is not a problem, Sam Streeter.
Yeah.
Oh boy. He just misses the line, and that is a nasty kickoff to the left for Sam.
Ooh, deep.
He's not going to be thrilled about that after getting 3 of the last 4 holes there. After a bit of a shaky start, we're starting to see the Sam Streeter that I think probably the locals in Massachusetts get to see more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
James Mallard lining up the forehand here. 1 birdie, 1 bogey on the front 9. Smooth sailing, even par. He's a pretty even keel guy, both in the way he plays the game and just his temperament.
Yeah, looks like he's got that little double tree in his way on his approach, but we'll see how that goes. And then what's Anthony up to? Boy, he's throwing a line drive at it.
He put his body into that forehand.
Ooh, too much of a skip.
At the outset, Anthony Richard is just one of those young guys that grew up when there was a lot of learning to do, as we see
hold on. Can we get back to that point?
The Historical Reenactment Society is going by. You see he's got some signage on the back of the carriage there?
Yeah.
That is a street legal horse carriage.
No way.
Yeah.
Huh.
No turn signals, I don't think. Well, but I think by law, because horses don't know if they're turning left or right, it's not required.
I think if you have 2 horses and you make the left one neigh, if you're turning left, then it's going. If it's turning right, the other one has to neigh. So you're really at the mercy of the horses, and if they're both going at the same time, well, it's you just get to pick what you want.
And it's an audio turn signal, is what you're saying. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, you know that old phrase: when in PEI, ride a horse carriage. No, nothing.
Dylan Goudey.
Anyway,
out from the rough. Good bid. All the want. He's not. I don't think Dylan's going to be thrilled at -3 right now.
No.
He knows there's. Yeah, I actually don't think these guys were checking scores at this point. I think they were all pretty locked in their game. But
okay.
I imagine Dylan has a sense of what's a good round out here, and he probably knows he's got to get some birdies on this back nine.
Is the back nine more gettable than the front? Do you think?
If you got a big arm, probably. It's a little bit less technical. There's some more technical drives, but distance is a big bonus on a lot of these holes on the back nine.
Okay. So are eagles, apparently. Gorgeous.
So we've at least seen one eagle so far in the round.
Neat.
The hairless variety. And we are going to check in with Ezra Lockington.
Whoa, this looks a little dangerous. Nice little elevated green.
Yeah, he rolled off 3 in a row to end his front nine.
Oh, he had that.
Not going to be another birdie for him.
What do you prefer, Matt, approaching these greens? Do you prefer to be uphill or downhill?
You know, I understand the idea of you're putting uphill, so it's not going to run away as far, but I kind of like a downhill putt. I like just letting the disc go and float. I just feel like I have better success than I feeling like I have to arm it up there on an uphill putt. How about you?
I don't know. I flip-flop. I really like the downhill putts because you don't have to give a lot of effort to get it to go, but if you miss, all of a sudden your heart drops a little bit. But anyway, I
like to live dangerously, I guess.
That's true. So let's move on to hole 11, 411 feet. This looks like just a bomb.
This tree right in front of you here, you can kind of go to the left of it or to the right of it if you're throwing a backhand. Either works. To the right of it is a bit more distance because you're putting it out a little bit wider.
Yeah.
And there is a forehand line. I don't know if we'll see anybody take it, but there is a forehand line on this one as well.
Lots of small trees. These must be new plants to try invigorate the course, I'm guessing.
Yeah, a lot of this was... So a lot of the trees came down in the hurricane. A lot of the vegetation, though, obviously they wanted to keep in place. A lot of the, underbrush, the stuff that really makes a good biodiverse forest, that stuff wasn't really damaged. So it still shapes up these fairways really nicely.
Wow, that came back nicely. Is that going to hold on? Yes, it does. It kicks off the tree.
There's an absolute
what a shot.
Hump by Dylan.
Ooh.
All right. You know what? If Sam's going backhand...
What?
I think the backhand is the easier line on this one.
Yeah.
Great.
You got a few little trees. Is he going to... Okay. That kind of looked like he was going to ring it up.
He's going to be left with about 34 feet on the putt. Not bad on hole 11 here.
This looks like a little bit turned over. Is that going to get out of it? But looks safe. Yeah, he should be able to get up and down from there.
He's tall enough to get over those bushes, I think.
And then Anthony, he looks skyward, it looks like. Yeah. A little bit higher than the others. That looks cooked. That just has to get over the branch. Oh, no.
Just caught up by the bushy trees. If there was no foliage there, that might have had the legs to get back to the fairway, maybe circle 2.
Mm-hmm.
But still, good rip. He hasn't seen a birdie in a few holes, so the last couple of drives have felt just a little bit more.
Oh, almost ends that
Anthony.
Woo.
Cage is out on the massive putt. He's hungry for one.
Yeah.
Circle 2 stepper for Sam.
Oh. He wanted that one badly.
Yeah, Sam's starting to get something going here, and he's one of the highest rated, if not the highest rated player at this event.
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine the pressure that he's putting on himself here.
Yeah. Great
Probably
putt.
leading to these, really great birdie by Dylan. You could imagine that Sam is feeling that he got off to too slow a start, and every miss is hurting him a little bit.
Yeah. Still laser focused.
Stoic is Dylan Goudey.
So it's tough when you're on a card and, everybody seems to be on a tear getting birdies and you're the one person getting pars. It's, even though a par is not a bad score, it eats you a little bit. That's a heartbreaker. Such a heartbreaker.
Okay, hole 12 is a fun one. We just saw it. We saw the guys putting on the side hill here. 617 feet on a par 4. There's two pretty distinct fairways on this one. You can keep it out to the right where the drone is flying. I'm a right-handed backhand player, so that's actually this was Andre flew this one. He's definitely a backhand player, so he's flying the backhand line. But there is a forehand line down low. If you want to go forehand, you want to keep it down at the bottom of the hill the whole way. Plays pretty well. Also, a right-hand backhand can find its way skipping down the hill. Either way, you want to pick your poison on this approach shot here. Do you want to go backhand and risk having it skip down the hill, or maybe stay a bit too high up to the right, or do you want to make your accident down the hill a little bit for an uphill putt? Let us know in the comments. Do you prefer an uphill putt or a downhill putt? Which one of us is crazy, and why is it Jeremy?
Why is it always me? Also, you're throwing out of this nice little tight tunnel with that little tree in the middle.
Just one little tree.
Gives you a little bit of doubt. I'm sure that thing has seen some action in its days.
Sometimes when there's a tree in the middle of the fairway, Jeremy, I don't know if you do this. I aim at the tree because I can't hit a line to save my life. And I figure if I'm aiming right at that tree, there is no way I'm hitting the tree.
Yep.
Oh boy, turnover forehand. That's stable enough to get some major distance from Sam.
Jeez.
He is way down there.
Holy smokes.
He might, I don't think he can jump putt that, but that's going to be a short toss in.
That is a tough line. You've got to turn it over. You got to turn that over pretty quick and then get that coming back.
And you got to know the stability of your discs too.
Yeah.
We are right near the ocean, but this is, like I said, this is the highest elevation on the island, basically. So,
Matt, what did I tell you about talking in Anthony's swing?
Yeah, sorry, Anthony.
Jeez. That's too bad. Early tree.
You know, he doesn't mind. He's a fun guy.
Yeah.
And what a recovery shot from Anthony.
Oh boy.
So he's in the place where a good drive would be after 2, which all things considered, not bad. No reason to panic here. James is going for it all here. If he gets some good ground play.
Okay.
And he doesn't really. That's a birdie putt, though.
He's got a putt. Depending on how much he trusts that putt of his. So far, so good.
Dylan going back to the drop. Leaves a little bit high.
A little bit farther. Oh, I like this position. This is kind of a nice approach, or a nice place for an approach. If forehand, if you're a right-handed thrower, forehand approach. Let it just dig into the hill a bit.
And the closest of the bunch here. Sam's looking to put this one real close.
Oh no!
And he put it too close, Jeremy.
No! Oh no!
He put it right on the rocks.
Oh, you got rock walled.
The one thing you can't do. And now he's got a circle 2 putt to make up for what I'm sure he thought was a guaranteed birdie.
Yeah. Get it. Oh, and that's enough to put a little bit of doubt in his mind.
I'm frustrated on behalf of Sam. Yeah. I don't know how he's feeling, but
no kidding. Oh boy. There's some nerves going on that one.
That was a juicy soft koozie hit though.
Oh yes. High fives to the coos.
Here we go. Great birdie for James.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was a little farther back than before, but no, that was great.
He finds his birdies with precision more than power, and he's a pretty capable all-around player, which is a benefit on a well-designed course like this.
Sure.
This is well-designed courses, I think, benefit all-round players.
Yep. Nope, makes sense.
You got lots of forehand shapes, backhand shapes, shorter holes, longer holes, tighter tunnels, landing zones, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So
lots of places to make up strokes. Sorry, lots of places to make up strokes and lots of places to lose. Sorry, Matt, you were saying?
No apologies necessary.
Oh, okay. All right. Boom. Yeah.
Not a doubt in his mind.
And that blue arrow in the back was pointing to the guy that just made a sick putt.
So we're going to check in with our Express Imaging scoreboard here on this one, and we have a tie at the top, Dylan Goudey and Vaughn Murphy, who's a few holes ahead here, but still both at 4 down. Ezra Lockington still at 3 down, which is definitely in play, as is Chris Bork. We got Sam and James here under par, which is nice. We got a handful of people just over even, including Hunter Trenier. Great disc golf name, Hunter Trenier.
It is, yeah.
So hole 3, we're going back up the hill a little bit after going downhill on the last couple. 278 probably plays 315 maybe.
Yeah.
300.
Okay.
Putter, mid, straight.
Guarded by trees.
Guarded by trees, round the right-hand side. I don't think there's as much of a forehand line on this one, so I think a straight or a hyzer around to the right. And there's trees and bushes on the green here, so knowing where you want to land, pretty important on this one, because you can have a gnarly putt or a good putt from 20 feet, depending on where you throw that disc.
Yeah, those 4 guardians on the left-hand side. Yeah, you can tell that's a good area of course design.
That's a little low, but it looks like it has a bit of a high-speed wing on it, so he might get...
Okay, he'll have a putt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
Great
fine.
shot. Dylan got for us.
Yeah, this looks like a putter.
Oh, no. It's turned over.
It flies like a putter. Might have been a mid.
Huh.
Something straight. Not the attitude that he wanted on that thing out of his hand.
No. Sam's looking skyward?
I think he's going right at it. This looks like a putter as well.
Oh, yeah, straight at it.
Just float
look
up
at
a putter.
this. Look at this.
Put it in the basket.
Oh!
Put it off. I think that was off the post again for Sam. The guy is a post magnet this round.
Oh. Can we give him the nickname the Postmaster? Hey?
Let us know.
Yeah, maybe. I would like to be the Postmaster.
He does deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Sam, if you're okay with it, and you don't have another way cooler nickname, I feel like a guy named Streeter probably has a cool nickname already. Street Sense, Streets of Rage,
Street Fighter 2. Get it. Oh no. And that's that bounce off the top of the cage or the top of the band.
Yeah, it didn't do him any favors. He should be fine though. It only went to 15 feet.
That's one of my least favorite things to watch when putting is
splits the trees. Had it lined up nicely.
Yeah.
One more chain would have done the trick.
Oh, that was just a nice floaty putt in.
James Mallard going back to back here. He's at 2 down. And that's going to be within 2 of Dylan here, who is not taking this putt for granted.
Oh, yeah. Did you just see that? He looked down. He knew he had that.
Yeah, he took it for granted after he let it go.
Yeah. Anthony having a bit of trouble with these baskets. But he'll get it back. Or will he? I'm not sure. I haven't seen the rest of this coverage. You tell me, Matt.
Putt from Sam Streeter. We're going to see this one again. It's not fair to be that good at forehand and backhand, I don't think. Back in my day, Jeremy, you only did one or the other. Right.
That's why we call him Street Fighter 2. Boom!
The tree. Oh, yeah.
What a shot. Oh,
halfway up the pole.
Woohoo!
Beautiful drive by Sam.
Lovely to watch.
Okay, we're going to move over to 17 here. This is a fun little uphill, techie.
Oh, boy.
Par 3, forehand plays, backhand plays, but you're finishing it through sort of a wall of trees. Not a wall, like there's disc golf lines around it, but there's kind of a horizontal line perpendicular to the hole where all the protective trees are. So if you get home free past that, you're going to have a relatively open putt. And if not, you're going to be in trouble. And Vaughn just gets past it here. He's gone 3 pars the last hole. Last 3 holes, and he's going to add another par. So not able to stretch out that lead or break away from Dylan here. So floaty spinner from Chris.
Yeah. Tree's probably getting in the way.
Come on, O'Toole. Yes, sir. We got one. Patrick Toole back to even par.
Cleaning up that par.
So Vaughn's got one more hole. Pretty daunting 18th hole. We'll see it in a bit. Not an easy birdie on that hole. So we'll see if he's able to squeeze one more out. Hole 14, huge par 4. This is one of the most beautiful holes on the property here.
This is gorgeous.
If you're a big arm, this is like big arm's delight. 587 feet. I think it plays longer than that.
Okay.
You're going to be driving straight down here and over to the right. So big collection area down there where you might see a basket is the FPO and the AM basket. MPO here is playing to this blue basket. Also perched on the side of a hill. Doesn't have a rock wall. Doesn't have a retaining wall. Much to my chagrin. Big fan of retaining walls. But getting all the way out to where you have a straight shot on this upshot is tantamount. Paramount? Oh, no. Why do I say words I don't actually know the meaning of, Jeremy?
That's okay. I do it all the time. Don't worry.
All right.
Oh.
And that didn't look like the worst kick, but the second one did not help him. He's not going to have a straight line at the basket. He's going to have to get a little bit crafty here. There is one big gap. You can see T-Box is pointing right at it.
Yeah.
And Sam is going to throw a Frisbee through that gap. I believe that's the point of this whole sport, Jeremy.
Sure.
And he's going to get all the way down the hill towards that FPO AM basket.
Oh, that's the trick of it, eh? Just you want to get it through those trees and then just have it start to turn there.
Yeah.
That is a
You
tough
saw that
shot.
clump of like 3 small white trees?
Yeah.
That sort of marks the corner of, made it far enough. And
you shall not pass.
That was not far enough. He's going to have to do some
that's too bad.
creative disc throwing here.
That looked good. I like the line on that disc, though.
It did look good. Once you get it up into the air, well, prove me wrong, Anthony. It gets dangerous, but Anthony gets way down there as well. Huge forehand from Anthony. I am really impressed by Anthony's throwing this round.
Oh, yeah. All these guys are throwing really, really well.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-level disc thrown out here.
Yeah.
Dylan gets all the way down there.
Okay.
Wow.
Make for a nice approach up.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That might even be a routine up and down for par there from way out of position off the tee. Flip up forehand. Doesn't quite flip up probably as much as he was hoping there. And James is going to have to get creative from off to the right.
Pretty thick up there. What's going on here? We're trying to cut over the bank.
Just trying to flex one over. Perfect landing.
That was really nice.
And I think we got a good chance at getting an Anthony Richard birdie sighting here.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam just pasted that drive.
Enough that he could just float one in. Is it going to keep going? Yep.
All right. That's payback from the last upshot that rolled all the way down the hill. James, just making sure it's his turn. Always a smart move.
Yeah. Great upshot.
Catches those wood chips.
Smooth.
That looked a little spicy coming in.
It did, yeah. If it caught the wood chips just a little bit. This looks good too.
And Dylan was running that one for sure too.
Oh yeah.
Uphill putt, 70 feet maybe.
Sure.
Why not? Why not give her a run?
It's got the natural fade with the disc already. No.
Look at these trees though. Forget about that missed putt by Sam. Look at these trees, Jeremy.
Been beautiful.
You think it gets windy out there?
Oh, maybe a little bit. By the direction that they're bending.
Yeah. That is 2 forehand holes where Sam probably should have had relatively routine birdies. Those are this one and the one a couple of holes ago. Those are the one that he's probably licking his chops on every time he comes through them, and get a couple of, I think, par and a bogey even.
So we're gonna see hole 18.
Yeah, big turnover backhand that's got to keep bending over to the right even more than that. That one's gonna fade out early.
Oh wow!
It is a pretty serious distance to get there on a turnover all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty common collection spot, and that was not the cleanest up shot for Vaughn.
Nice
Doesn't
putt.
matter.
Saving the par.
Doesn't matter.
So he's in the clubhouse at -4.
That's your clubhouse leader. That's going to be the target for everybody that we're watching here on the feature card to get to if they want to stay on camera. And Vaughn deals with the Andre Cooler effect of having Andre come and film you on one of the chase cards, and does pretty well.
Yeah.
Hole 15, uphill, par 4, 540 feet. Looks kind of like a routine forehand chip up to this flat zone here, to me. But turns out there's also a big Anheuser line for people who throw the disc really far. And we got some of those guys on this card, Jeremy.
Huh.
It didn't really look like that was a thing, but... And we weren't expecting to film that shot.
Yeah.
But that's why you have pro players with you when you're throwing in the holes, I guess.
Yeah.
See, look at this gap.
Okay.
Just looks like a forehand chip, like what Anthony's doing here.
Yeah.
This is absolutely how I would try to play this.
And even then, the forehand chip just looks tough.
It's not easy.
No.
Anthony does really well. He's going to have
probably
a slightly obstructed upshot from there.
Yeah, because you've kind of got to go over stable out of the gap if you're going to hit it. And then it forces it to the right. James is going big. No way.
He's got the right shape on that. So that's the advantage, is you get
Wow.
extra distance compared to the forehand for sure.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what all these guys are looking for. And this one's higher. And this one is in another stratosphere.
Holy smokes.
Sam Streeter.
Sam. Oh.
You can tell by how far it flew over catch cam Sean's head. None of us was expecting a disc to go there. And Dylan taking out his flippier cloud breaker. Also going to go on a sightseeing expedition over Sean's head.
It drives me crazy that there are flippy cloud breakers out there.
Yeah, I've never thrown one. I think it must just be the discs,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Certainly not me. Okay, Anthony's going to swing this one out wide. Does it have enough room? Yeah. That's going to be just inside the circle, I think.
Any OB on this hole? Was there anything up the left-hand side that forced people to go to the right, or was it just
I believe
that had to be the line?
Just natural OB in this one.
Okay.
Scraping your legs up.
Okay. That's a nice upshot. A little bit of work left.
But a little bit more than he was hoping for, but
yeah,
he's made longer putts.
Oh boy. He's got a few trees to negotiate.
James has to get tricky. James
get
pretty tricky.
Yeah.
And the most routine forehand upshot from Sam. He could probably close his eyes after throwing that thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's got to be a birdie for Sam.
Matt.
I think he's getting back on the board on this one. No, you can't. You can't. Jinxing doesn't work.
Don't do that.
In the past, wow, great putt by James.
That was a great putt by James.
That's not how jinxes work, Jeremy. Jinxes do not violate the laws of time and space.
That's not what you told me. Oh, no.
And I thought that was going to be a no-brainer for Dylan.
Yeah.
That's been a pretty comfortable range for him all day.
Even outside of that by a little bit, he's been very consistent.
Now we got Anthony below par. He's only 3 off the lead here. So we've got the feature card all within 3 strokes. And we've got James and Sam only 1 behind Dylan. 3 holes to go on this one.
This could be very interesting.
This could be pretty spicy here coming in.
Especially watching the last.
Wow. Look how he gets his off arm.
Yeah.
His left arm just slams into his body, allows his trunk to rotate.
Somebody's been watching
Thanks, buddy.
some YouTube disc golf tutorials.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we are at the hot dog tent here.
What? They have a hot dog tent?
Well, it was pretty hot out there. And
Oh, they
there's
got a dog. Huh.
4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Dylan, Ezra, who's made it to 4 down.
Okay.
Vaughn in the clubhouse at 4 down. Sam, Streeter, James Mallard at 3 down. And then we got a group of guys. Devin McPherson has unfortunately replaced Hunter Trenier. And this is over by the campfire. This is one of the great things about this tournament is that you're in one property. So all 3 of our rounds are going to be out here at Kings Pine. And there is a big fire pit. A lot of people just hanging out. They got hot dogs, refreshments set up. They got at least one. I remember Chain Reaction was out there. I apologize if there was a second retailer out there that I've forgotten about. A couple of retailers set up discs. They were playing Disconnect 4. You ever played Disconnect 4, Jeremy?
No.
It's Connect 4 with discs. And just general merriment, and you're watching people leave on hole 1 and come in on 18. Just a fantastic time out there.
Man, hole 16 is just pretty. Sorry, I hate to take away from it, but
Yeah, hole 16 is a monster hole.
yeah, tight trees, and then it looks like you have to go up over everything to get to the green.
You can follow the road unless you can throw something really,
that's
really,
neat.
really, really, really high in the air over top of the trees, but then you're risking falling into the trees. And this entire green slopes downhill somewhat significantly, so potential for rollaways here. And a little mini lighthouse in the background.
This signature hole?
Oof. One of them.
Yeah,
One of them, for sure.
yeah. Anyway, Matt, back to your
Anytime you
comments
got a
before.
lighthouse on a hole, it's got to be the signature hole, right?
That's true. Oh, Anthony, what? He was giving it.
Did that sneak through? Kind
I
of.
think it did.
Kind of. He's going to have a tricky second, though. But the second shot is often a placement shot. If you don't get 450 plus a distance on your drive here, it's going to be tough to get to the green.
Oh, it needs
So
to come
even
out
on a
of it.
good drive, like James has a pretty good drive here, he's probably going to want to set up an angle on his second shot. He's going to want to put himself in a good place to attack the green.
Wow.
Sam wants us to go left, and you can see why.
Yeah, no kidding. Again, back to the course design. Love the placement of those trees because it's big and open, so it lets you get some distance. But then you got a wall. And
Yes, that little guy right in front of you is the one that makes you think.
Yeah. Wow. Just circumnavigates all of that.
Perfect.
Let's talk about words that I just don't know the meaning of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I use it correctly in this one. I think so, right?
Around the world, around the world. Anthony's going to have a bit of a thrower here. That was not his finest effort on the forehand. We've seen some pretty magical shots from Anthony, but he's still going to be on the fairway, I think.
Yeah.
And
Now, is there any OB up here? Is this anything to the near the road? Is that OB, or is it again just natural OB?
I know there's OB to the right of the green,
Okay.
and don't worry about it aside from that.
Okay.
All right. So
That seems like a nice play, getting it right near the road then.
yeah, they honestly not blasting it all the way to the road is pretty good because it keeps you up a little bit higher, a little bit less work to do on your approach shot, but getting the angle right, those guys will have either forehand or turnover, and Dylan's got enough distance where he can get over the road on a second shot here. It is going to fade off to the left here, but he is going to be wide open, pin high, 100 feet to the basket. Easy as you like. All right. Anthony's got some decisions to make here. Does he want to go over the trees? Yes, he does.
He does.
Does he want to bend it over to the right and make his way over to the basket? Yes, he does.
Is he going to do it?
Absolutely. And there is OB over there.
Oh, boy.
And he has somehow gone over the green on that shot.
Oh,
And somebody
right.
says, there might be OB over there, Anthony. He says, what? It's not. For most people, it's not really in play most of the time. It's a very big green.
Mhm.
But it is kind of the line that delineates the course and the sort of recreational area next to the course. So for safety reasons, you do want an OB line over there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Sam is going to show us the forehand approach here over the road, follow the shape of the hill, and slam it down.
Again?
This time, no retaining wall, no roll away, just in the wood chips, bullseye shot for Sam Streeter. What a throw.
That almost looked like it banked off the cage.
It might have.
It could very well have. That was an amazing
I'm
shot.
hoping we get to see a replay of that thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Gets a little loose, but he'll be fine with that. There, see?
Beautiful.
Decorative lighthouse.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Jeremy, they are discussing the OB. Seemed like he went pretty far over the OB,
Yeah.
but players get up here and they have a look at the caddy book, and we got, I believe, Marshall, or it might have even been Luke, the TD.
Yeah.
And look at that string. It is pointing off to the left, right? And that is your infinity stake, essentially, is the end of the rope. Denotes the infinity stake, and it's pointing off perpendicular to where the rest of the line is.
Oh, interesting.
So
Did he just get lucky?
he kind of got lucky because the infinity rope was pointing off in a different direction.
No way.
So he was, as the course was intended to be played, he would have been OB. But as the rope was, and according to the writing in the caddy book, he was inbounds.
Interesting. Oh, that was a nice run.
And I don't think I'm going to spoil much here, but he did play a provisional. They ran it past the TD afterward. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
And after a weird rules discussion and then having that happen, this is a couple of unnerving events to have to deal with back to back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. And that was a little high,
He
too.
almost misses the comebacker on that one.
Yeah.
So on the plus side, Anthony played a provisional, and I believe it was only a bogey, so only really made the difference of one stroke there.
Okay.
But yeah, I think fair call. If the rules, the caddy book say one thing, and that's how the course played for everybody else, like that rope was, as far as we know, it just kind of got placed down a little bit haphazardly.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it played for everybody. That's just how it goes.
No, that's the whole thing behind continuous improvement with these courses too. You know, as a TD, taking feedback and noticing these little things that you think have, so that actually hit the chips and just stopped it dead.
The wood chips hit the cage.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's every time you're out there volunteering, and please, if you haven't volunteered for a tournament in a while, get out there this summer, volunteer for a tournament. There's a lot of stuff that TDs have to take care of, and there's a lot of little things when you're helping volunteer. They're asking you to put out flags or paint lines. They're pretty insistent on a lot of things, and that's because situations like this come up where you forget to put an infinity stake, or you put an infinity stake in a weird direction that sort of breaks the hole. Those kind of things can lead to awkward rules discussions.
Yep.
Nobody wants an awkward rules discussion.
Yeah, and unfortunately the TD can't be everywhere at once, especially right before the tournament starts, or there could be some weird natural issue that happens that causes a stake to fall down or a wall to fall over or something like that. And volunteers are amazing for this kind of thing.
Sure. Thank you to all the volunteers, all the tournament directors, all the organizers.
Yeah.
Everybody who makes this stuff possible. It's one of the things that I've grown to appreciate. We will get to that birdie putt by Ezra Lockington in a second. It's one of the things that I've come to really appreciate, having filmed these tournaments for the last couple of years, is these great events where people are having a great time on these courses. It is never an accident. It is the dedicated hard work of tournament directors. And one of the best things they do is get people out to volunteer. That's all the good tournaments. That's the one thing they have in common, is they can commandeer an army of volunteers to do all these little things. So everybody that does that work, thank you so much for making this possible. And if you're out there playing tournaments, make sure you volunteer for at least one.
Yeah.
There's got to be a tournament in your area. Make sure you volunteer for it, even putting in a couple hours of work the week before the tournament goes a long way.
Or even if you're out playing a practice round and the TD asks you to put something out, it's, you You're not officially volunteering. You're just helping out.
No.
It goes a long way.
Yep. Check in with the TD. Hey, do you need me to take some flags out there? Do you need me to set up any water bottles, anything?
Oh, so Sam just shows exactly how to throw this hole.
Easy as you like. It doesn't look like there's a forehand line, does it?
No, it really doesn't. And the drone flyover actually does this hole a bit more justice with how tricky this one is.
For sure.
It's guided, just guarded all over the place. And that I can see being more of a typical landing area, or like a little bit shorter, but then you've got trees to contend with.
Yeah, you're going to see some discs over there. More uphill than it looks on camera. As always, camera never really does justice to the elevation. You are throwing reasonably uphill on this one. And that just catches a stick. Otherwise, that probably gets all the way around to the backside. Great hole. Great hole 17. I like a short techie hole 17. I don't know why. I think it's that Sawgrass Island hole in ball golf. You know the one?
No.
Okay. There's a island hole at TPC Sawgrass.
Okay.
It's just literally, it's a par 3 and you're trying to land it on islands surrounded by
yeah.
water.
No, you know what? I do remember that one now. Yes. Yes.
All right. First birdie attempt.
Oh.
Less than ideal for James.
Yeah.
At this point, he might have had a look at the scores and known 4 down might get me on lead card. And Dylan might have had a look at the scores and seen that Ezra Lockington got to 5 down on this hole, which, by the way, nice putt by Ezra Lockington.
Yeah.
As we were
no kidding
yammering away there. But he and Dylan are now at 5 down.
Wow, he's nice
And
putt.
I'm really enjoying this resurgence by Anthony here.
Yeah.
On the back 9. He's had some bad luck along the way, but he's only at 2 down. One more birdie would get him to 3 on hole 18 here. That's easily within striking distance. And Sam is just having an up and down round. We've seen the most amazing shots of the day from Sam, and we've seen some weirdly uncharacteristic misses from Sam.
Yeah.
Frustrating when you have one of those days.
Oh, yeah. Ah, the horizontal spin trick shot. Well done, Park Pro. Well done.
Good body language here from Anthony. Just gets it between the 2 trees.
Jeez.
This was a great circle 2 putt from Anthony.
His body language shows that he's a bit more relaxed. That's what it looks like.
I think he might have been feeling the camera nerves for the first part of the round there. All right. Ezra definitely has the power to get all the way there on hole 18, but he doesn't put it high enough in the air. So he's going to have a pretty long putt there. Pierre Landry is going with the flexi forehand. Is that going to get all the way back over? Yes. He's going to have a long putt. A Dylan McCarthy setting. Look at this flip up forehand from Dylan. My goodness. That was absurd, Jeremy.
Yeah,
that was absurd.
That was going a long, long way.
All right. And one of the top 2 Richards we've seen out here. Top 3 Richards we've seen on camera this round. All right. Ezra to get to 6. Going to leave it wide.
Okay.
Easy par. So we have a new clubhouse leader coming in.
Oh, Dylan.
Can't convert on that amazing drive. That might have actually been his, just judging where he was putting from there, that might have been Dylan's par putt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his par putt. So he's going to walk away with a bogey, and Pierre Landry will tap it in for a par. He'll be at 2 down. Good round for Pierre. But Ezra Lockington is your new clubhouse leader.
5 down.
Hole 18, beautiful finishing hole. Really cool shape on this one. 400 feet. If you're a backhand thrower, you want, like I said, you want to turn something over that stays over the entire way, which is at 400 feet. Not the easiest feat.
No, and you got it's no easy feat on the right-hand side either, just with that not OB, but just the thicker stuff on the right. It looked like it was more open, but you actually have to get it through a small tunnel that's quite a ways down.
No, you're risking some plinko if you're going up the right-hand side. It's doable.
Yeah.
But you are putting your life into your own hands there. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Wow.
There's no real danger in disc golf.
I didn't know they were a group of 5.
I believe that was Sam's dad that was walking around with us.
Huh. I was talking about the guy with the camera.
Oh. Didn't see him. He's invisible.
Oh, right.
Okay, similar to Ezra's shot, Dylan had the right angle on the disc, just didn't quite put it high enough in the air to really see the full effect of that shot. Let's see if Anthony can adjust. Oh, he's taking his life into his own hands, Jeremy. You wanted to see the right-hand side?
I did, actually.
Well, there it is.
Oh, no. Well,
I don't think he was trying to do that. It looked like he yanked it. He was just trying to put a little bit too much mustard on that.
Yeah. That looks like it's...
That's got a chance.
Oh, boy.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. One angle forehand.
Oh.
We saw Devin get there with a flip up forehand, and Sam just threw it straight and got all the way there.
I thought that was actually tracking towards that right-hand side, that set of trees. James is turning over, but it's a little short, but that's okay. I must say a backhand turnover is a very tough shot to do consistently.
I agree. I have a hard time with it.
You think you have it all down, and then you... Oh, what a run.
Valiant bid from James. Okay, so Anthony does have a little look up this window here. And he's just going to try and throw it in.
Why not?
For the deuce.
Why not?
I always appreciate the confidence of a young player, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah.
Just run everything. Go for it,
Run
Dylan.
everything.
Just run it.
Throw everything as hard as you can.
Yeah. Play 3 rounds a day.
Yeah.
Your arm's never going to fall off.
Nope.
Okay. But no harm, no foul if he makes the comebacker. Easy as pie. Anthony, sigh of relief, puts it in for the par in front of the gallery. Good round for the young man.
Bit of an adventurous round, but yeah.
Great finish. 3 of the last 5 holes there.
Still in contention.
Easy birdie putt.
There he
4
goes.
of the last 6 holes for Sam. That's going to get him to 5 down, tied with Ezra, tied with Dylan. We've got 3 players at 5 down here going to be on your lead card for tomorrow. And James puts in for par. That's not going to be good enough, but really well played. Showed up, played some responsible golf. Both him and Anthony showed us some real promise. So they are going to be in the thick of it. 2 back for James, 3 back for Anthony.
Sure showing the meaning of that feature card, eh?
We got a Ben Smith sighting, Jeremy.
Look at this.
Not TDing, so he gets to play.
Why not?
Turns out the guy loves disc golf.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And over on the right-hand side there, shout out for the hot round of the day.
Oh.
From Winslow, Maine, playing in MP40, even though he's MP50 aged, Jeremy, right there on your right.
No way.
Andrew puts in the hot round. Better than any of the MPO players.
That's
How
incredible.
about that?
That is incredible.
That's not something you see every day. He shot I don't want to get this rating here. 1029 rated, 11 down for Andrew Jones from Winslow.
Congratulations.
Great
That's
play.
amazing.
So, as we watch some Disconnect 4, Jeremy, we've got Sam Streeter, Ezra Lockington, Dylan Goudey, and Vaughn Murphy. We saw him with the shades. 4 down was enough to get him on lead card. Chasing him will be some familiar names, and Ryan Watson wins Disconnect 4 to close out the day.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Let's enjoy a campfire. Oh, you know what? Instead of the normal send-off, Jeremy,
What's going on here?
why don't we send them off with 1 hole of bonus coverage from the juniors?
Sure. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, enjoy. They were finishing right after the MPO, so
Okay.
we had the cameras out. So
Okay.
we just leave you with some cool music and some juniors finishing. We got John Gill. Gill is a familiar name out here. Shout out to our sponsors for the tournament for this round. I don't know if we mentioned them in the front 9, but Gill Construction, The Gills own this property, and they are construction masters, and this course is evidence of that. Got a Ben Murphy sighting here. The Gills do a lot for this community. Most importantly, though, they let everyone come out here to their property and play disc golf on their course. Flickline, Ben Smith. The Flickline Tour is a staple of the East Coast disc golf scene. Runs a local maritime tour and does a lot for the sport. If you don't know Ben Smith, I don't know what you've been doing. Been hiding under a rock or something.
Yeah.
We got Dylan Wood here, closing out the threesome. And last but not least, the Hand Pie Company. We'll talk about Hand Pie Company next round, Jeremy.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
So, round one, Dylan Wood comes in with a 4 down. Ben Murphy's going to finish at a 5 over. John Gill, 11 over par. Good job by the juniors. And we'll see you in the next one.